Right then guys, how's it going and welcome back to your Premier League predictions, the series where you guys go up against me to see who can get the most correct scores for the upcoming weekend of Premier League football. Hope you all had a fantastic weekend. Those were my predictions from the weekend. Now I am a bit early because it is Monday, which means Burnley and Everton are still to play tonight. Which means this week we will just be going off the first 9 games of the weekend. So if you happen to get the Burnley-Everton one right, I'm sorry that I'm early. But in terms of how I did, I didn't get any correct scores. And I said I was going to try and get a little bit better this year. I did alright last week and the week before, but 0 correct scores wasn't great. And to be fair, I think it must have been a pretty tough weekend because not too many people got correct scores. We had about 5 people who got 2 correct scores, but this week's winners with 3 correct scores are Justice, Say Bandith and Bago. So well done to you 3, the only guys to get 3 correct scores. And remember, if you want to be shouted out in my next predictions video, be sure to get your predictions down below for this weekend's Premier League games. But as always, we will go through those games now. So to start things off, I say weekend's games. It's not. It actually starts on Friday night, 8 o'clock, with Newcastle taking on Leeds. So I will be there. I am looking forward to the Friday night game. Whether Newcastle can win it or not, I definitely am not sure. We are currently sitting in 19th place. Leeds are sitting in 17th place. Both teams still to get a win. Newcastle losing against Manchester United at the weekend. I was there. If you haven't seen my vlog, be sure to check it out. We did manage to get a goal through Manquillo, and I did also see Ronaldo score his 2 debut goals. I did not expect anything from that match, and we put in a decent shift. And I think if we can play like that against Leeds on Friday, maybe we stand a chance. But as I say, Leeds are a great attacking side, and I think it could be quite an exciting game. I think I've gone maybe a bit over the top with this one, but I've gone 3-3. Newcastle can't get any wins over the line, so I reckon a draw is quite possible. Maybe the scoreline is a bit optimistic, but we'll see. Moving on to the Saturday now at 12:30 on BT Sport, we have got Wolves taking on Brentford. Wolves fans will be happy after getting their first win of the season this weekend against Watford. Currently sitting in 13th place now. They have had a tough start of the season. They've played some tough games coming up again at the weekend against promoted side Watford and getting their first win. Now taking on another promoted side, Brentford, who, in fairness, have started really well this season. Currently sitting in 10th place. Obviously beat Arsenal in their first game. Then 2 draws and then a loss against Brighton. But that's another team who are doing really well at the minute. So as I say, Wolves, not the start they wanted, but they beat Watford, and I think they may well now beat another promoted side this weekend. So I've gone 1-0 to Wolves. Moving on to the 3 o'clock kickoffs now. We've got Burnley taking on Arsenal. As I say, look out for it because Burnley still to play tonight against Everton, so I am kind of jumping the gun on that one. They've had a very tough start of the season, currently sitting in 18th place, just 1 point on the board. Hopefully they can make up for that tonight and then see what they can do against Arsenal at the weekend. Arsenal sitting in 16th place. After losing their first 3 games, they did get their first win of the season, beating Norwich 1-0 at the weekend. And to be fair, I have backed them in this one as well. Again, if Burnley surprise us and get a win against Everton tonight, maybe they can carry that on. But 2 teams without a great start. I think Arsenal have got the better quality, so I've backed them 1-0 in that one. Moving on to another 3 o'clock game, we have got Liverpool taking on Crystal Palace. So bear in mind, Liverpool do play this week as well against AC Milan in the Champions League on Wednesday. Champions League's back, I'm looking forward to that as well. But in terms of Premier League, Liverpool are sitting in 3rd place, still undefeated so far. Salah got his 100th Premier League goal. at the weekend, so big up to him. And again, they beat Leeds 3-0. Best of luck to Harvey Elliott, who had a horrific injury in that game. But in terms of the season so far, they're doing great. Salah's hit a milestone. They've won 3-0, taking on Crystal Palace, who are sitting in 11th place. Again, another team who I'm sure will be buzzing after the weekend. Vieira especially, because he got his first win as manager of Crystal Palace. 3-0 against Spurs. Now, I'm not going to lie, the predictions-wise, the majority of people had 3-0, but 2 Spurs. So, big up Crystal Palace for coming out and proving everyone wrong. I did see a Palace fan's comment saying never underestimate them, and he was bang on. Despite that, I still think Liverpool have got a bit too much for them. So I've backed them 2-1. I've given Palace the goal. The lad they brought on who scored 2 goals, maybe he can get another for Palace. But I've backed at Liverpool 2-1. Moving on to the next 3 o'clock kickoff, we have got Manchester City taking on Southampton. Manchester City again, another team playing in the Champions League this week against Red Bull Leipzig, I think. So look out for that one during the week. But in terms of the Premier League, they are sitting in 4th place. Since they lost to Spurs on their opening game of the season, they have won every game since then, including a narrow win against Leicester at the weekend, which by all means is a good result, you know. Leicester are a team who I've no doubt will be challenging for Champions League football once again this season. So really that was a pretty big game. And City managed to pull off the 3 points. Taking on Southampton side, who are currently sitting in 14th place. They lost the opening game of the season and then have drawn for the next 3. So 3 points on the board, sitting in 14th. The draw was against West Ham at the weekend. I didn't see the game. I saw that Antonio did get sent off for West Ham, which I've no doubt was helpful to Southampton when the other team's main goal scorer goes off. Adam Armstrong, their new striker signings, looked pretty bright so far from what I've seen of them, or especially in the first few games. They're going to have their work cut out against City, so I have backed Manchester City 3-0. Again, they could score anywhere from 1 to 5. I think they will get a few. We'll have to see what Southampton can do in that one. And then moving on to the last 3 o'clock kickoff on Saturday, we have got Norwich taking on Watford. Norwich currently sitting in 20th place. Played 4, lost 4. Lost 1-0 against Arsenal, as I mentioned at the weekend. They've had probably the toughest fixture start of any team. So the fact that they are sitting down at the bottom is no real surprise. You would rather spread these games out across the season, not have them all in the first 4 games. So the fact that they are sitting in 20th place, the fact that they do have 0 points, it doesn't look great, but their fixture list is going to have to turn around, and it is starting with taking on another promoted side. Watford sitting in 15th place. Despite winning their first game of the season against Villa, they've then lost the next 3, including the game against Wolves. So, as I say, this is, I think, Norwich's best chance for points since the season started. Can they get their first win? Can Watford bounce back after a couple of losses? I've just gone down the middle. I've gone 1-1 in that one. I think it's one of them could possibly go either way. Norwich have got the home advantage. The fans are going to really want them to make the most of this game. So I could potentially see it going their way. But again, they've lost the first 4. So who knows? Moving on to the 5:30 on Saturday, and this one is on Sky. We have got Aston Villa taking on Everton. So again, I should mention Everton play tonight against Burnley. So they are currently sitting in 8th place, but with a game in hand over the majority of teams. Aston Villa sitting in 12th place. The first 4 games, they lost the first one, they won the second one, they drew the third one, and then they lost against Chelsea at the weekend 3-0. Lukaku getting 2. It's always going to be a tough one. Taking on Everton, who, as I say, play tonight against Burnley as well. Everton's still undefeated for the season. Calvert-Lewin injured at the moment. Maybe Rondon can get his chance tonight. I don't know if Calvert-Lewin will be back in time for the Aston Villa game. I mean, Aston Villa's one to watch at the moment. I said it from the start, obviously letting Jack Grealish go. I think they had to do it, really. The 100 million bid is very tough to turn down, especially when Grealish, was looking to move on. They've spent the money, they've brought in Ings, which I think is a brilliant signing, but it'll really tell at the end of the season if they brought in enough. I mean, and they've still got more to spend. Can they do something in the Christmas as well? I think definitely is a short-term solution. Bringing in Ings was a great signing. In terms of a prediction on this one, I've actually gone Everton. I've gone 2-0. So let me know what you think about that. Moving on to the Sunday now at 2 o'clock, we have got Brighton taking on Leicester. Brighton are sitting in 5th. Brighton are looking great so far this season. What a start. Have won 3 out of 4 games, beating Brentford, promoted side 1-0 at the weekend. Taking on Leicester, who also played during the week against Napoli on Thursday in the Europa League, so look out for that. Leicester are sitting in 9th place, 1-2, lost 2. As I mentioned, lost against Man City at the weekend. It's hard to say. I've gone 2-1 Leicester. I think overall, I would say they are the better side. But Brighton have surprised me this season. They've looked really good. So who knows where that might go. Next up again, it's again another 2 o'clock on the Sunday, but this one's on TV, this one's on Sky. We have got West Ham taking on Manchester United. West Ham also play on Thursday in the Europa League against Dynamo Zagreb, and Manchester United play in the Champions League on Tuesday against the Young Boys. So both teams with midweek games coming back on the Sunday for the Premier League. Manchester United and West Ham are both undefeated for the season so far. West Ham 1-2, then drew their last 2 games. As I mentioned, the game against Southampton at the weekend. Red card for Antonio. I'm presuming that means he will not be able to play in this game, which is a huge hit for West Ham because he is the main man, the main goal scorer that they've got. Which isn't a great sign when you're taking on Manchester United, who won 3, drawn 1, beat Newcastle 4-1 at the weekend, and obviously the return of Ronaldo gets 2 goals on his debut, and I've got no doubt that he will continue to score as the season goes on. So I've gone 2-0 Manchester United. It's at West Ham. It could be a relatively tough fixture for both teams. I think I would definitely not rule West Ham out, but if in fact Antonio is not playing, it's going to hurt them. So I think for that reason I've got to go Manchester United. And the final game of the weekend, 4:30 on the Sunday, again on Sky, we have got Spurs taking on Chelsea. So Tottenham sitting in 6th place, won the first 3. And then, as I said, a little bit of a surprise result, lost 3-0 against Crystal Palace. It just shows you how tight the league is. They were top, the only team who had won every game, the first 3, lose one weekend, and they've gone from 1st down to 6th. Taking on Chelsea, who are sitting in 2nd place. Again, they are still undefeated. The difference is they've won 3 and drawn 1. They beat Villa 3-0 at the weekend, and again, Lukaku with 2 goals, who, as I said, I think I talked about this last week, he looked incredible against Arsenal, not quite so much against Liverpool, but then again, against Villa, getting 2 goals, looking great again. Prediction-wise, I have gone 2-1 Chelsea. Again, derby game, could probably go either way, to be honest. So I have had to pick a result, and that's what I've gone for. And that is it. So those are all of my predictions up there for this weekend's Premier League games. Be sure to get all of your predictions down below for these games in the comments. I will go through all of them before the first game kicks off, which is Friday at 8 o'clock. So you've got tonight, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday until Newcastle kick off against Leeds to get your predictions in. I will make a note of all of your predictions and I will shout out the winner in my next predictions video, which I plan to do next Monday. as well. So be sure to look out for that. But as always, thank you to everyone who got involved and got their predictions in for this week. If you are watching this video but have not subscribed yet, be sure to do so. I know loads of you guys watch my prediction videos every week, but are still yet to hit that subscribe button. So if that's you and you're still watching right now after 15 minutes, please click that button. Please drop a like as well. And as I say, predictions down below. Alright, have a great week. Enjoy the Champions League and Europa League that's back. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later.